Hello students, I am Giridhari Nayak. I am here today with my fourth video for 10th class students. In this video, we will read the fifth topic of your English book, which is a poem. The title of this poem is Village Song. Village Song is a beautiful poem naturally written by Sarojini Naidu. Students, marriage is an important event in a person's life. Each and every person mostly on this earth wishes to be married and to have happily married life. Parents also want to see their children happily married and settled better. But in this poem, however, a young girl does not wish to get married. Sarojini Naidu has written this poem beautifully and naturally. So, first of all, we should know something more about Sarojini Naidu, the writer of this beautiful poem. Sarojini Naidu was a child prodigy, freedom fighter, and poet. So, students, Sarojini Naidu was a child prodigy. She was genius, she was extraordinary, she was exceptional in her childhood. She was a freedom fighter and she was also a poet. She was born in Hyderabad on February 13 in the year 1879. Sarojini Naidu was born in Hyderabad on February 13 in the year 1879. She was a prolific writer. She was a creative writer. She was an extraordinary writer. She gave up her literary career to join the freedom struggle led by Mahatma Gandhi. से महात्मा गांधी को नेतृत्व रे चलिथिबा स्वाधीनता संग्राम रे जोग देवा पई तांकर लेखिका जीवनी को से त्याग कर देथिले. She was the first Indian woman to become the president of the Indian National Congress and the first woman to become the governor of Uttar Pradesh. से भारतीय जातीय कांग्रेस रो प्रथम महिला सभापति थिले. से थिले प्रथम महिला जे कि भारतीय जातीय कांग्रेस रो प्रथम महिला सभापति होई पाथिले एवं तत्सहित से उत्तर प्रदेश रो प्रथम महिला राज्यपाल भाव मध्ये नियुक्ति पाइथिले. She was popularly known as the Nightingale of India. तांकु भारतर बुलबुल बोली कहा जाए. से भारतर बुलबुल नाम रे परिचित अटंती. The poem Village Song appeared in her book titled The Golden Threshold. She passed away in 1949. This poem Village Song appeared in her book titled The Golden Threshold. She passed away in 1949. So यही कविताटी बा यही गीतटी जहाँ आम पुस्तक स्थान पाई दि विलेज सॉन्ग नाम रे ये जो विलेज सॉन्ग नामक कविताटी तांकर लिखित पुस्तक दि गोल्डन थ्रेशोल्ड रे स्थान पाइथिला. सी पास्ड अवे इन 1949. से 1949 मसीह रे मृत्युवरण करथिले. So now let us know something more about the poem. India has a long tradition of folk poetry which has largely been oral. ଲୋକଗୀତ ବା ଆଞ୍ଚଳିକ ଗୀତ ଭାରତର ପରମ୍ପରା ରହି ଆସିଛି, ଯାହାକି ବହୁଳ ପରିମାଣରେ ମୌଖିକ ରୂପରେ ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ମିଳିଥାଏ। It deals with customs, beliefs, traditions, superstitions, simple joys and sorrows of people, particularly those living in a rural setting. ଏହା ବା ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ ଲୋକଗୀତ ସାଧାରଣତଃ ଗ୍ରାମୀଣ ଅଞ୍ଚଳର ଗ୍ରାମୀଣ ସ୍ଥାନର ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କର ପ୍ରଥା, ପରମ୍ପରା, ବିଶ୍ୱାସ, ଅନ୍ଧବିଶ୍ୱାସ, ସାଧାରଣ ଖୁସି ଦୁଃଖଭରା ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତକୁ ଧାରଣ କରିଥାଏ। These are treated with the directness and simplicity. ଏହି ସବୁ ଗୀତ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ବା ଲୋକଗୀତ ଅତି ସରଳ ଭାବରେ ଆଉ କଥନୀୟ ରୂପରେ ହିଁ ଏହାକୁ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରାଯାଇଥାଏ। Folk poetry aims at presenting collective life. ଲୋକଗୀତ ମୁଖ୍ୟତଃ ସାମୂହିକ ଭାବେ ବା ସାମାଜିକ ଜୀବନଶୈଳୀକୁ ଉପସ୍ଥାପିତ କରିଥାଏ। It was usually nurtured by wandering minstrels, hence it was recitative. ସାଧାରଣତଃ ଏହି ଲୋକଗୀତ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଗାଁ ଗାଁ ବୁଲି ଗୀତ ଗାଉଥିବା ବା ସାଧାରଣତଃ ବହୁତ ବଡ଼ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ନ ରଖି ଗାଁ ଗାଁ ବୁଲି ଗୀତ ଗାଉଥିବା ଗାୟକମାନଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା ବିକଶିତ ଅଟେ। ତେଣୁ ଏହା ଅଧିକ ମାତ୍ରାରେ ଶୁଣିବାକୁ ମିଳିଥାଏ ଆଉ ଏହା ସହଜରେ ବୁଝା ପଡ଼ିଥାଏ ମଧ୍ୟ। ଲୋକଗୀତ ପାଠ କରିବା କିମ୍ବା ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ପାଠକଙ୍କର ସଙ୍ଗୀତ ଉପରେ ଅଧିକ ଜ୍ଞାନର କୌଣସି ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ନଥାଏ। Folk lyrics do not make excessive demand upon the reader, and their simplicity, vocabulary and imagery are drawn from everyday scenes and sights. ଏହି ଲୋକଗୀତ ବା ଆଞ୍ଚଳିକ ଗୀତ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ଶ୍ରୋତାମାନଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ବା ଶୁଣୁଥିବା ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଉପରେ ସଙ୍ଗୀତର କୌଣସି ପ୍ରକାର ଅଧିକ ଜ୍ଞାନର ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ନଥାଏ। ସାଧାରଣ ଲୋକଟିଏ ମଧ୍ୟ ଏହି ଲୋକଗୀତ ବା ଆଞ୍ଚଳିକ ଗୀତ ଗୁଡ଼ିକୁ ଅତି ସହଜରେ ବୁଝିପାରିବ ଏବଂ ଏହାର ଭାଷା ଅଳଙ୍କାର ଆଦି ଅତି ସରଳ ଅଟେ, ଯାହାକି ଦୈନନ୍ଦିନ ଜୀବନର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଓ ଘଟଣାବଳୀରୁ ଉଦ୍ଧୃତ ଅଟେ। Sarojini Naidu has captured all these qualities of traditional folk poetry in her poems. ସରୋଜିନୀ ନାଇଡୁ ଲୋକଗୀତର ସମସ୍ତ ଗୁଣକୁ ତାଙ୍କ ଗୀତ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ସ୍ଥାନ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। In this poem are presented the voice of a mother pleading with her daughter to wait for her betrothed to arrive, and that of the daughter who wishes to run off to the forest and remain a child. ଏହି ଗୀତରେ ଜଣେ ମା ତାର ଝିଅକୁ ସମ୍ବୋଧନ କରି ତାର ବର ପହଞ୍ଚିବା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଅପେକ୍ଷା କରିବାକୁ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଝିଅଟି ବିବାହ ନ କରି ଘଞ୍ଚ ଜଙ୍ଗଲ ମଧ୍ୟକୁ ପଳାୟନ କରିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ପ୍ରକାଶ କରିଛି। So now I would like to read the poem aloud and you have to listen it carefully. Honey child, whither are you going? Would you cast your jewels all to the breeze blowing? Would you leave the mother who one golden grain has fed you? Would you grieve the lover who is riding forth to wed you? Mother mine, to the wild forest I am going, where upon the champa boughs the champa birds are blowing. To the coil unted river isles, where lotus lilies glisten, the voices of the fairy folk are calling me. Oh listen, oh listen. Honey child, the world is full of pleasure, of bridal songs and cradle songs, and scented leisure. Your bridal robes are in the loom, silver and saffron glowing. Your bridal cakes are on the hearth. Oh, whither are you going? Whither are you going? The bridal songs and cradle songs have cadences of sorrow, the laughter of the sun today, the wind of death tomorrow. Far sweeter sound the forest notes, where forest streams are falling. O mother mine, I cannot stay. The fairy folk are calling, the fairy folk are calling. So there are 4 stanzas in this poem. The first and the third stanza are the mother's turn, where she asks her daughter to wait for the bridegroom who is going to marry her very soon. And the second and the fourth stanza are the daughter's turn, where she denies to marry and says the reasons why she wishes to go into the wild forest, and she also shows the reasons why she does not wish to marry. So now let us discuss this poem stanza wise. Let us discuss the first stanza. Honey child, whither are you going? Would you cast your jewels all to the breeze blowing? Would you leave the mother who one golden grain has fed you? Would you grieve the lover who is riding forth to wed you? So in this first stanza, the mother asks her daughter where she was going to, whether she would cast her jewels which were made for her marriage to the breeze, whether she would leave her mother who had taken care of her so lovingly and gave her delicious food to eat on delicate dishes, and she asks her daughter whether she would like to be the reason of unhappiness or grief to her fiancé who was going to marry her very soon. So ଏହି ଷ୍ଟାଞ୍ଜାରେ ମା ତାର ଝିଅକୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରିଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ କେଉଁଆଡ଼େ ଚାଲିଯିବାକୁ ବାହାରିଛି। ଝିଅ ନିଜର ବିବାହ ସମୟରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ କେଉଁଆଡ଼େ ଚାଲିଯିବାକୁ ବାହାରିଛି ସେତେବେଳେ ମା ତାକୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରିଛି ଯେ ସେ କ'ଣ ତା ପାଇଁ ତାର ବିବାହ ପାଇଁ ତିଆରି ହୋଇଥିବା ଅଳଙ୍କାର ସବୁକୁ ଫିଙ୍ଗିଦେବ କି? ସେ କ'ଣ ତାର ମାଆକୁ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇ ଚାଲିଯିବ କି? ଯେଉଁ ମା ତାର ପିଲାଟି ଦିନରୁ ଯତ୍ନ ନେଇ ତାକୁ ଏଡ଼ୁଟିଏ କରିଛି, ଆଉ ସେ କ'ଣ ତାର ବରପାତ୍ରର ଦୁଃଖ ପାଇଁ ଦାୟୀ ହେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି କି, ବା ସେ କ'ଣ ତାର ବରପାତ୍ରକୁ ଦୁଃଖ ଦେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲା କି ବୋଲି ମା ତାର ଝିଅକୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରିଛି ଏହି ଷ୍ଟାଞ୍ଜାରେ। Now let us go to the second stanza. Mother mine, to the wild forest I am going, where upon the champa boughs the champa birds are blowing. To the quail haunted river isles, where lotus lilies glisten, the voices of fairy folk are calling me, oh listen, oh listen. So in the second stanza, the daughter replied to her mother that she was going to the wild forest where the champa birds are there upon the champa trees. She said to her mother that she was going to the river isles, the living places of nature or God, where lotus lily are glistening. The daughter said to her mother that the fairy folk were calling her to enjoy the beauty of nature with them. ଏଠାରେ ଝିଅଟି ତାର ମାକୁ ଉତ୍ତରରେ ଏହା କହୁଅଛି ଯେ ସେ ଘଞ୍ଚ ଅରଣ୍ୟ ମଧ୍ୟକୁ ଯାଉଥିଲା, ଯେଉଁଠାରେ କି ସେ ପ୍ରକୃତିର ମନୋଭରା ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ସବୁକୁ ଉପଭୋଗ କରିପାରିବ, ଯେଉଁଠିକି ଚମ୍ପା ଗଛମାନଙ୍କରେ ଚମ୍ପା ଫୁଲମାନ ରହିଥିବାର ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ସେ ଦେଖିପାରିବ। ସେ ନଦୀ ମଧ୍ୟସ୍ଥ ସେଇ ଦ୍ୱୀପ ସ୍ଥଳ ମଧ୍ୟକୁ ଯାଉଥିଲା, ଯେଉଁଠି ସେ ପ୍ରକୃତିକୁ ମନ ଭରି ଉପଭୋଗ କରିପାରିବ, ଯାହାକି ପ୍ରକୃତିର ବାସସ୍ଥଳ ବା ଭଗବାନଙ୍କର ବାସସ୍ଥଳ ବୋଲି ସେ ମନେ କରୁଥିଲା। ସେ ତାର ମାକୁ ଏଇ କଥା କହୁଅଛି ଯେ ତାକୁ ପରୀମାନେ ସବୁ ଡାକୁଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ମିଶି ପ୍ରକୃତିର ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟକୁ ଉପଭୋଗ କରିବା ପାଇଁ। Now let us discuss the third stanza. Honey child, the world is full of pleasure, of bridal songs and cradle songs, and sandal scented leisure. Your bridal robes are in the loom, silver and saffron glowing. Your bridal cakes are on the hearth. Oh, whither are you going? Whither are you going? So in the third stanza, the mother tries to tantalize her daughter by saying that the world is full of pleasures, like bridal songs during wedding occasions, cradle songs of a mother for a child, and sandal scented leisure which she can enjoy as her wishes. Then the mother says to her daughter that on the occasion of her wedding, the bridal robes were being made and they were sprinkled with silver and saffrons which are sparkling. She says her daughter that her bridal cakes are also being made, and then she again asks her that where was she going, leaving all these pleasures, all these things available in this beautiful world. ଏଠାରେ ମା ତାର ଝିଅକୁ ବୈବାହିକ ଜୀବନର ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଖୁସି ଭରା ଆନନ୍ଦ ଭରା ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତର ଲୋଭନୀୟ ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତର ଲୋଭ ଦେଖାଇ ଅଟକାଇବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିଛି। ସେ ବିବାହ ସମୟର ବିବାହ ଗୀତ, ମାର ଲୋରି ଗୀତ ଏବଂ ଅବସର ସମୟ ଯାହାକୁ ସେ ନିଜ ଇଚ୍ଛା ଅନୁଯାୟୀ ବିତାଇ ପାରିବ ବୋଲି ଝିଅକୁ କହିଛନ୍ତି। ସେ ଆହୁରି ମଧ୍ୟ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ତାର ବାହାଘର ନିମନ୍ତେ ବାହାଘର ପରିଧାନ ଏବଂ ବାହାଘର ନିମନ୍ତେ ମିଠା ମଧ୍ୟ ପ୍ରସ୍ତୁତ ଚାଲିଅଛି। ଏ ସମସ୍ତ ପ୍ରକାର ଲୋଭ ଦେଖାଇବା ପାଇଁ ସେ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିଛନ୍ତି କେବଳ ଝିଅକୁ ବାହାଘର ନିମନ୍ତେ ରାଜି କରାଇବା ପାଇଁ ବା ତାକୁ ଅଟକାଇବା ପାଇଁ। ତାର ବରପାତ୍ର ଆସିବା ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ତାକୁ ଅଟକାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଏ ସମସ୍ତ ପ୍ରକାର ପ୍ରୟାସ ମା କରିଛନ୍ତି। Now let us go to the fourth stanza, which is the last stanza of this beautiful poem. The bridal songs and cradle songs have cadences of sorrow, the laughter of the sun today, the wind of death tomorrow. Far sweeter sound the forest notes, where forest streams are falling. O mother mine, I cannot stay, the fairy folk are calling, the fairy folk are calling. So in the last stanza, the daughter counters her mother by defending her decision. She says that bridal songs and cradle songs have rhythms of sorrow, and those are melancholy themselves. She says each and everything in this world is temporary. Both happiness and sorrow are mingled. So sorrow is there just after happiness. So she says the sound of the forest notes, that is the music of nature, where the forest streams are falling, are far better and sweeter than these temporary pleasures of this world. At last, she said to her mother that the fairy folk were calling her, so she could not stay there for her wedding, and Finally, she left home and ran into the wild forest. So ଏଇ ଶେଷ ସ୍ତାଞ୍ଜାରେ ଝିଅଟି ତାର ମାଙ୍କର ସବୁ କଥାକୁ ଖଣ୍ଡନ କରିଦେଇଛି। ଆଉ ସେ କହିଛି ଯେ ବିବାହ ବେଳର ସଙ୍ଗୀତ, ଶିଶୁର ମନ ଭୁଲାଣିଆ ଗୀତ ଏସବୁରେ ଦୁଃଖ ଭରି ରହିଥାଏ। ଏଗୁଡ଼ିକ ହିଁ ଦୁଃଖରେ ପରିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଥାନ୍ତି। ଏସବୁ ଅବସାଦର ଆଭାସ ଅଟନ୍ତି। ଏହି ସଂସାରରେ ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ କ୍ଷଣସ୍ଥାୟୀ, ସୁଖ ଦୁଃଖ ଓତପ୍ରୋତ ଭାବେ ଜଡ଼ିତ। ଏହିପରି ଭାବରେ ସେ ତାର କଥାର ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ପ୍ରତିପାଦନ କରିଛି ଓ କହିଛି ଯେ ପ୍ରାକୃତିକ ମନମୁଗ୍ଧକର ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଓ ଧ୍ୱନିରେ ପରିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଅରଣ୍ୟ ହିଁ ସାଂସାରିକ ବୈବାହିକ ସୁଖଠାରୁ ଅଧିକ ତୃପ୍ତିକର ଅଟେ। ପରିଶେଷରେ ସେ କହିଛି ଯେ ପରୀମାନଙ୍କର ଡାକରା ତା ପାଇଁ ଅନିର୍ବାର ଓ ସେ ତତ୍ସହିତ ମାଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ବିଦାୟ ନେଇ ଗୃହତ୍ୟାଗ କରିଛି। This is all about this beautiful poem written by Sarojini Naidu, Village Song. Hope you enjoyed this.